Cosell, ordinary.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Howard Cosell, and it is a typically wind-blown candlestick park, and frankly, I am cold.
Caustic, opinionated, controversial, maybe so, but ordinary.
Well, I'm a man of many parts.
Part lawyer, reporter, television and radio commentator, Howard Cosell has been both the object and target of the American public's interest for nearly 40 years.
Let's watch him. I will do exactly that, Dandy Don.
Many things happen in a lifetime. I was fortunate to have had the opportunities that I did.
Much of his young life was spent in Brooklyn, New York. His father scraped together the money to send his son to law school.
He wanted a son who'd be a professional man. Meant everything to him. And I never liked the law. Didn't have the immediacy for me that my disposition needed.
Growing up in the shadow of Brooklyn's Ebbets Field, Cosell's hero was not a great lawyer or judge. He was a very special baseball player.
Jackie, Roosevelt, Robinson.
The Brooklyn Dodger, who in 1947 became the first black man to play in the major leagues.
Jackie Roosevelt Robinson was a man of American history.
Cosell practiced law for a while, but broadcasting was irresistible. He could talk at more people. He was hired by ABC in 1953.
That it is false any longer to pretend that the Olympic Games are sports and not politics, because they have become exactly the latter.
And it wasn't long before audiences began to hear a very different kind of sports commentary.
These young men are taking over baseball to give it a whole new posture.
Will you go into the Army in the ultimate if the government says you must? Well, my lawyer...
In 1967, the heavyweight champion, Muhammad Ali, was stripped of his title for refusing military service on religious grounds. Cosell defended Ali's right to observe his conscience, calling the decision to ban him imbecilic. Cosell says he paid little attention to the hate mail and the death threats he received as a result.
My support of Muhammad Ali was a matter of pride and distinction, because this was a man who stood up.
In 1970, ABC launched professional football on Monday nights. With the weekends already saturated by football, the critics said it would never make it.
Watch number 89. He complained to the officials to no avail. But look at that. I don't blame him for complaining. You know the ruling on that, don't you?
Thanks in large measure to Cosell's sometimes outrageous commentary, Monday Night Football became a way of life for 25 million Americans, and Cosell became the man America either loved or loved to hate.
He was neither a play-by-play announcer, nor was he an expert commentator in the normal sense of the word. Howard's role on Monday Night Football was a catalyst. He was the person who made everything work.
In 1990, Cosell's wife of nearly 50 years, his beloved Emmy, died. That same year, Cosell discovered he had cancer. Today, his outlook on life has changed. Somewhat.
Giving opinions on sports, when you've been through what I've been through, are absurdly inconsequential.
But retiring? With the microphone turned off, there'll be time for writing and lectures. Howard Cosell, even at 73, is anything but retiring.
I'm not being retired. I'm first beginning my life.
And so we choose Howard Cosell. We will also remember him as the man who's wandered into the newsroom on 1,000 nights, read everything in sight, made his phone calls, and then gone on the air to talk intelligently, not to mention provocatively, for as long as was needed, without a script. He often made us angry, but he made us listen, which in our book means he made a difference. That's our report on World News Tonight. I'm Peter Jennings. Have a good weekend. Good night.